simple API for apartment listing. So it has the following endpoints: register, login, profile, logout, apartment. This will list all the apartments in the API. The single apartment will list all the single apartment and the file associated with it. The upload, the user can actually upload files to a given apartment using its ID. Also, you can add apartments to create new apartment, update it, delete all, and also search the apartment. Okay, using the category as the title or the column to search the API. So now, for the API is actually built using Laravel 11 with JWT for authentication and authorization. So now, for the user of the system needs to be registered, so for him to be able to get a token, okay, so that he can be able to access the apartment endpoint to create, read, update and delete the apartment. Okay, so now for the registered endpoint here, I'm using Postman to test the system, okay, the API. So the registered endpoint also has some built-in validation, like you can see here. Now if the user doesn't supply any of these fields, either the name, email or password, it should give an error. The name field is required, email field is also required as well. Okay, so then if a user has been registered, so it will let you know that, oh, the email has been taken. Okay, so if a user registers successfully, it will be able to proceed to login. So let me just register a user here. Okay, so I'm registering a new user now. So the user has been successfully created. Okay, so this is the email of the user. Okay, so I will copy this email, so I will log in with this user ID details, email and the password. So I'll go to the login endpoint so that I can get the access token if the credentials are correct. So this is the endpoint for the login page. So I would enter the email, so the password is the same. So once I click on send, it will generate, to log me in, and also generate an access token for me so that I can use that access token to access the user profile. So this is the access token that has been generated. So with this access token, I can access the endpoint for the apartment and also the profile for the user. So quickly, let me access the profile of the user now. So if the user is not, without the access token, the user cannot access his profile. So for instance, if I just click on send now, like I've done, so I will not be able to access the profile, to tell me unauthorized access. So now if I put in the token that that was generated for me when I logged in, so I should be able to view the profile. So this is the current user profile that is logged in now. So it also has the endpoint to log out the user, but I will not do that now. So then let me quickly go to the apartment. Okay, here in the apartment, a user can also access all the apartment except is being authorized to do so. So I need to enter my access token to be able to view all the apartments that is listed. So these are all the apartments. Now we have 8, total record of 8. Then these are all the listed apartments. Okay, so I can also access a single apartment using its ID. And so when you access a single apartment, you'll be able to view all the files associated with that apartment, like I mean the images. Okay, so also without the access token, one can also. Okay, now let's now access individual apartments in the API. Okay, so now if a you can access the single apartment using its ID. For instance, if excuse me, if apartment you are searching for is not available, it should give you apartment not found, like it's being displayed here now. For instance, an apartment with ID is not actually in the system, so that's why it's giving me this apartment is not found. But if I should put an ID that has, let's say something like one, for instance, now I should be able to see that particular the details as regards to that particular apartment, even if not found as well. So let me look for something like three. I think that should be available because I've also implemented a functionality to be able to delete an apartment. Okay, so now we have this one has been listed here now. Total file upload in this apartment is 2. Okay, so it has these are the details for the apartment, then these are the files associated with that particular apartment. Then it also has a category, that is it under the duplex. Okay, so you can use this category to search for all the apartments that are under this particular category. Okay, so the user also has the privilege of adding a new apartment. Okay, a user can also add new apartment using this create endpoint here. Okay, so these are the apartment details, the title, the category, number of guests, amount, and caution fee. This is actually optional. Okay, so if any of these field is not supplied, it should give an error. Okay, that the field is actually required. For instance, if the title field is not supplied, it's not given, so I should get an error that the field is required. So once I send it, it should give me an error that the field is an unauthorized token because I've not actually supplied the access token. I need to give the access token now that I registered, that I got when I registered. No, sorry, when I logged in rather. So I can click on send. Okay, now the title field is required, so I need to go back to the body, then I need to supply the title now. And just mini flat, mini flat, fully furnished. Okay, that's just for the title. Other details are also required except the caution fee that is optional. So I'll just click on send. So now a new apartment has been created successfully. So the user needs to proceed to add images to this record. Okay, using its ID. Okay, so to upload image, you can use this URL, this endpoint. Okay, the upload endpoint. So using the raw, okay, the form data, so then you need the apartment ID and the file to upload. Okay, so ensure you also add your access token, because without that you will not be able to create add an image to that particular apartment. So the apartment ID I just created now is, let me just put 9. or 8, any of the, then you can select your file here from here. Click on send. So if everything is successful, okay, it should give you file added successfully. Then a minimum of 4 files is required, so one has been uploaded to this particular apartment. So if a user can also update the apartment, okay, using this endpoint. Okay, the title, the ID, and so if the authorization needs to be provided as well, otherwise the user will not be able to do that, to update the apartment. So it also has functionality for deleting the apartment and also for searching. Then the apartment has been updated successfully. Then for the delete, you delete based on the apartment ID. Okay, for instance, let me delete the one of 8. Okay, now the apartment has been deleted successfully. So the user can also search for an apartment using its category. So every apartment that is under that particular category will be displayed. So you need to ensure your access token is added. Select bearer token. So then I can click on send. So I'm searching using the category ID, category column now, because the one I'm using now is flat. So there are apartments that are under this category. You can see I have how many? 3 of them. Total result found is 3. They are under that particular category. So if I search for duplex, for instance, or the duplex, either full search or partial search, it will still work. So anything that has DUP will be displayed. So I have 3 records in that category. As you can see, this is the category here now, duplex. That's for with ID, apartment with ID 2. Then this apartment with ID 3 is also, the category is also duplex. Okay, so that is just how the API works.